Getting your Quicksilver card canceled due to inactivity is one of the most common reasons for having your account closed, and it can even happen without notice from Capital One. Maybe you started your credit journey with this card and it's one of your oldest accounts, but because you weren't able to increase your credit limit, you stopped using it altogether. If that's the case, you really need to be using your card more frequently to prevent it from being canceled and potentially hurting your credit score. In this video, we'll answer questions like how often your card needs to be used and the best strategies for automatically triggering that usage. So why does Capital One find the need to cancel inactive cards? It's mostly because once you stop using your Quicksilver card, you become far less profitable to Capital One. Every time you make a purchase, Capital One charges the merchant 3% of the total purchase amount to process the payment. Those are called interchange fees. Also, when your card's not in use, there's no chance to go into debt and carry a balance, which means they'll never receive an interest payment from you. I've seen some insiders speak about the increased risk of fraud for the banks when cardholders are inactive. When someone doesn't use their card for long periods of time, it increases the likelihood that that card is misplaced or stolen. Capital One wants to see frequent use so they know the card is still in your hands. Credit card fraud costs the banks over $10 billion per year. You might be wondering if there are any government protections in place to prevent your account from being closed. The short answer is no. Typically, banks need to give 45 days notice before making large changes to your account, according to the Card Act, which passed in 2009. But closing accounts due to inactivity doesn't qualify as a large enough reason in most states. And here's some more bad news. Capital One can suddenly close your account and then notify you later. I've seen other cardholders complain about this situation happening to them. One person even said Capital One gave them one of their first cards after rebuilding their credit. They maintained a great credit score for the past 10 years. They only carried a balance a handful of times. But after not using the card for about 5 years, Capital One abruptly closed the account, and understandably, they were very disappointed. Unfortunately, most of the laws on the books are only suggestive and allow banks to make sweeping changes to your account and its features without your permission. So how often do you need to use your Quicksilver card to prevent this from happening? It's best to use your card at least once a year because closures usually happen at the 1.5 year mark at minimum, and any small amount of spend on the card will qualify as usage. To make sure you always meet the spending requirement, you can buy some candy or a soda at the convenience store. You can even manually reload your Amazon gift card balance with as little as 50 cents. An even better option would be automating the process by setting up a recurring small payment. You can use your Quicksilver card to pay for a streaming service, reload your Amazon gift card with at least $5 monthly, or set up a subscribe and save purchase for one of your favorite consumable goods through Amazon. Another thing, many banks will give you what's called a small balance credit waiver. What that means is if your Capital One balance is under $1 when your bill is due, then they will waive the remaining balance from your account free of charge. At least one member of my audience does this monthly without an issue. And if you're getting value from this, please hit the like and subscribe button. So if you're too late and the account is already closed, is it possible to get it reinstated? Really, the name of the game is handling the issue as soon as possible. From what I've seen, 30 days seems to be the cutoff. You should be able to submit what's called an account reopening request with customer service. Remember, virtually everything with credit cards is negotiable, and success really depends on your history with Capital One, your credit profile, the seasonal rules that they're following, and even the temperament of that particular customer service agent. All those factors can influence whether they show you leniency and rule in your favor. If everything fails and you're unsuccessful, how does this affect your credit score and what happens to your rewards? Your credit score is made up of 5 different categories, and anytime an account is closed, it could affect your credit utilization rate, your length of credit history, and your credit mix. Your credit utilization is just a percentage of your available credit limit that you use each month. If your Quicksilver card is suddenly closed, then your available credit limit will be reduced and force your credit utilization to increase. This has the most potential to negatively impact your credit score since it makes up 30% of it. Typically, you only need to worry if you have a low total available credit limit across all of your cards. That's the worst case scenario because losing any credit line would result in a massive change to your overall credit limit. Your length of credit history, also known as your average age of accounts, will also be affected. But here's the thing, an account closed in good standing will stay on your credit report for 10 years, so there's no immediate effect on your score. And by the time it does fall off your report, you'll have a lengthy credit history, so this is really a non-issue for most people. Next, your credit mix will be affected. A good credit mix includes a variety of credit products. There are two major groups. First is revolving accounts, which include credit cards and retail store cards. The second is installment accounts, which include mortgages and auto loans. The good part is closing a single credit card will only negatively impact someone who is new to credit and have very few accounts to begin with. Plus, it only makes up 10% of your score. Let's talk about your Quicksilver cash rewards. If your account is closed, then you'll lose all of them. This could be particularly devastating for most of you since it's very common to save your rewards for months, if not years, in hopes of taking a lavish vacation. I'm a big advocate for using your rewards early and often, and I use them on a monthly basis. Remember, the Quicksilver card is one of the few cards that offer automatic cashback redemption. That's one of my favorite features of the card, and if you want to see 4 more benefits of the Quicksilver card, then check out this video next. Thank you for watching, and you have a good one.